Abusuafo tie for esan so makwa ba biem ediba akroma TV so na yebora ensem no ane yeborum ewe Oliver Barker-Vormawor wo pape ene da fix the country e say ko no no da am na odi nsem bi abetu ya na say ensem a etwegu ene said omo a edkoto mampeyin na na da ko fa do nje say mpeyifo anim say be yanka Mensa na chese the two deputies na na yenje omudwuma yefe omusem aden oso no modern bono enso eni na se ade onankasa na chese ne ko na ba bonten abetwe asem na asan amo say omo na mode omo na mbepɛ ntokwa na esi adoma yere nyempata omo na bia so ntumi kofi ande omo watwe bia asan a eno so nsem aba abonte amede ebremtini me se ebre kwanma nkotie nsem a Oliver Barker-Vormawor wankasa to ne ntuo so edi nkyeremu so ere eba e man kotie de course so
also known as SAL, to vote in the 2020 parliamentary elections in 2022 have withdrawn the petition. Let's speak with the lead convener of the group, Oliver Barker-Vormawor. He's joining us for some updates on the reasons behind the withdrawal of the petition. Oliver, thank you so much for your time with us on Midday Live. You have withdrawn the petition.
You can hear me.
And it is coming at a time where the president was involved, the Chief Justice was also involved, the then Chief Justice was involved, and processes were made, investigations, and, if you like, your petition was being acted upon. You disagree?
I appreciate it. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
As your listeners may be aware, our petition was first submitted to the Office of the President sometime on 10th January 2022. Since we submitted a petition, events that have happened from then, even prior to when we submitted and after, have made us convinced that individuals who have been put in charge constitutionally to deal with these matters with urgency have failed in that duty and have displayed to us a lack of urgency that has discredited the process. And we have then resolved that we don't want to be part of a charade that undermines our constitutional values and the values of rule of law that we must hold dear. Now, in particular, it is almost strange to us that it's almost nearly 2 years since the petition was submitted, and that not a single forward-looking action has been taken on the matter. Our constitution contemplates that questions regarding the impeachment of certain officers under Article 146 will be taken expeditiously and will be done in a way that respect for the constitution is restored. We haven't seen any of that happen. And for this reason, we don't want to continue to be part of a charade that creates an impression that some action is being done on the matter when none has been done, and for which reason obscures the real questions of injustice that have happened. In particular, that the people of SAL were denied a place in our constitutional republic, even as the authorities that be took every step to ensure that people of Kumewu, to ensure that Asin North and others get their chance to be able to be represented. It has been deemed as if these people are second-class citizens, and we want to bring back that into the public conversation.
Now, Oliver, that said, if we're looking forward to the petition that you have withdrawn and the reasons you're stating for withdrawing the petition, don't you think that it would have been fair to see through the end of the petition so we come to the end of the matter, then we'll look forward to other subjects?
So one of the things which we have become disinterested in is this charade that takes away the sting of justice out of people's complaints and demands. The same thing happened in the Dumolovo case, where after so many years of he being replaced, the Supreme Court comes and intervenes and says that, oh, the president was wrong to have done this anyway. The same thing happened when we took a case to the Supreme Court in respect of the COVID-19 matter, where after so many years, they waited for the president to come online to come and say that he has lifted all COVID restrictions, to be able to grow the courage to then say the president and parliament acted unconstitutionally in respect of that. We do not want to reward such mediocrity. We think that it's high time that we have a serious conversation about the ways in which the indolence of certain officers is undermining our constitutional values.
So two things here.
We're looking to continue to stay in that process for as long as it takes. Knowing that over 2 years nothing has happened, we don't even know when that is going to happen. That's not that we are not interested in that anymore. And we want to create a certain different agencies and demands around what role certain officers are supposed to play and what that must mean. Now remind yourself, when we submitted this petition, the president was required to forward this to the Chief Justice, and he said he had done so on the 13th of January, about 3 days after we submitted the petition.
Yes.
On the 17th of January, the then Chief Justice, Mr. Enini Yeboah, writes to us to inform us that the petition has received from the presidency that certain persons, presumably at the presidency, had removed certain pages from the petition. When we followed this up with the Office of the President, they claimed that the petition that they gave to the Chief Justice did not have any pages removed. So this day, nobody went to the bottom of who took the initiative or action to undermine the petition process by removing critical pages from the petition.
Okay, so
that was the first red flag.
Oliver, we're looking at two issues here. A lack of interest and urgency.
He was going to go ahead.
Oliver, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So two issues, a lack of interest and urgency on the part of the people you presented the petition to, so the President and the Chief Justice. My question to you is, how long did you want this to be dealt with?
Well, I tell you what, I don't think the Constitution contemplates, nor did we contemplate that 2 years on, the process will not have even started at all. It is critical that particularly we are going into another election year next year. It is important that the persons who were in charge of the last one, whose stewardship was being questioned, be made to answer for that stewardship. Before we roll over into another year, where particularly if we get into 2024, the entire conversations about holding individuals accountable becomes increasingly politicized. We're not interested in that politicization of the raw task of holding constitutional officers accountable. We do not get any indication that anything was going to start within the next few months or even next year. That for us is ways in which the Constitution has been undermined. And that in itself is even impeachable. So we are interested in having a genuine conversation that reminds Ghanaians of what we are dealing with in our democracy. And that perhaps makes us reflect on other ways of organizing and opposing permissive misgovernance as we have seen in this case.
Oliver, thank you so much for your time with us on the program. Oliver ɁHAME is the convener of the 46 individuals who in 2022 petitioned the President for the removal of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and 2 others. At the moment, they have withdrawn their petition. They're saying that it is as a result of a lack of interest and urgency, if you like, on the part of the persons who received their petition. They're still in the courts. The High Court has quashed a report by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice that contained adverse findings against the former Chief Executive Officer of the Public Procurement Authority, ABAJ. Now, the court presided over by Justice Audrey Tay ruled that SHRAJ violated the fair hearing rule by substituting portions of the original complaint filed by the Ghana Integrity Initiative with its own allegations. The judge held that to the extent that the commission did not receive any complaint from the inidentifiable complainant before investigating a charge of failure to declare assets against the applicant as required by Article 218A of the Constitution and Section 7(1)A of Act 456, the Commission wrongfully and wrongly assumed jurisdiction. Additionally, it was determined that SHRAJ did not give applicant ABAJ the chance to question witnesses who were called during the investigation before drawing conclusions.
Any symbol back from our and it's about to do also what Tibia or say the group withdraws impeachment petition when it's about also what Tibia he said on Mangas action as no assign and so said made the Abraham but my comment section also for Chile and Yabram Smith to me I can kind Eddie amount aha a chromatic TV so America Sibu Abraham Medin Eddie or being game or searching Macram.